Hi, my name's Christina. This is my first screencast ever, and I am coming to you, teachers, to bring you a helpful time-saving tip for creating groups, both homogeneous and heterogeneous groups for your classes, depending on maybe their recent test scores or maybe any other criteria that you want to add in. And so I know that I work in a sixth grade class right now, and I'm constantly wasting time creating groups when I could have just used this tool. I found out about this tool through one of the professors who co-teaches my course for learning and technology, and her blog is www.litandtech.com. Her name is Jen Roberts, and you can go right up to the search bar. Feel free to peruse the rest of the blog, of course, but I want you to search group creator, and then once you scroll down, there are going to be plenty of directions and kind of her rationale for creating this tool for you. And then you can click down here, Get Group Creator. Just click right here on this tab. Right now it's set up for view only. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to File, Make a Copy, and then maybe change this to 2 so you can tell them apart. Okay, so now you have your own copy, and you can start to, I'm just going to close out this tab so I don't get confused. So now that you have your own copy, you can go in. Here are directions in case you need to refer back to written directions, but you want to go to the roster and you can add your students' names in. So this tool is good for classes up to 36 students. For me, for example, I have 34 students in my class, so I would just take this data for the 35th and 6th student and I would delete. I want to make sure not to delete it by the whole row though, because that will cause problems for the program and result in error. So you would go in and maybe change your names. So let's see, Alana, we can pretend that's one of the names. So you can go in here and you can basically sort A to Z. That will give you alphabetical, and that will bring the students' scores and their random number from the random number generator with them. You can plug in, like I said, other numbers from random generators to make this column more random. But here in the score column, as you can see, these might be like students' scores from recent quizzes, or maybe you could put in recent chapter test scores. And then what you can do with these scores is if you hover over the B column, you click the arrow, you can sort sheet from Z to A, which will put all the students with the top scores at the top and the lower scores at the bottom. So then when I click on, let's say down here, there are a number of tabs. If I go over to the first tab, which is groups of 6 homogeneous groups, this will obviously, homogeneous means sort students with similar test scores. So all my advanced students will be together, all my struggling students will be together in groups. So I can look at this and you can see that Amy, Betty, Catherine, Chad, let's just go back and look at the roster. Amy, Betty, and Catherine, we can see all have these high scores. So there we have it. Everyone's sorted easily, but what's really interesting is the heterogeneous groups. What this generator basically does is takes every 6th student according to their score, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will take Amy and it will take Elizabeth, and it will take every 6th student according to their score and place them into a group so that we have a nice range of students who can naturally scaffold each other. Let's see. So those are your groups of 6. It would be a good idea for you to go in and maybe change. You can click here and you can you? Yeah, rename would be a good idea just in case this ever came up on the front of the room for students. You could rename maybe to number group or letter group. Another thing you might want to consider is to just change these groups around the way they're presented so that students don't feel like they're always in a high or low group. And then if we look at, again, smaller groups of 4 are available, other groups of 4, partners, and also heterogeneous partners. So this is a really great resource and definitely a time saver, considering you can put in each different score for each, if we go back to the roster, for each subject. So you can put in scores for reading, writing, math, etc. So I hope this saves you time. I know it will save me time. Thank you for listening.